Hey everyone, am I audible? Can you tell me that in the comment section? Long time. Okay, I'll just quickly check. Oh, perfect, looks like we are audible. Hello there. Hey, Yasavi. Mukesh, I'm feeling sleepy. I'm not. It's 5 o'clock over here. Time क्या हो रहा है? It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock in Warsaw as of now, and there's wonderful sunlight over here. It's not morning. It's not morning. It's 5 in the evening. The sun sets over here at 9:15. 9:15 or 9:20, 9:30. In the night, the sun sets. The sun rises at 4 o'clock in, not even 4 o'clock, it's 3:45 in the morning when the sun rises. And in the winters, it's the opposite. At around 2 o'clock, the sun sets in the afternoon and the sun rises in the morning at 10 o'clock. So, yeah, it's eco. No, it's no more eco. I've stopped it. Okay, let's get started. So basically, we will be conducting a mock interview today, and the mock interview will be given by Nishant. So I'll quickly take Nishant to the screen and introduce, like he'll give an introduction about himself. So hey, Nishant, what's up, man? Can you just quickly
Hi,
introduce
Raj.
yourself? Can you just quickly introduce yourself to the audience? That will be great.
Okay, so basically, I have completed 3 years of my BTech from MIT University, Noida, and currently I'm doing summer internship at Media.net, and yeah, that pretty much. And about my coding profiles, I'm expert and 5 star. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you're interning at media.net. That's amazing, man. So, yeah, ready for the interview, right? So, basically,
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
tell you what will be the interview. So, the interview will be for uh, 50 minutes to 1 hour, where I'll give you a question and we solve that question. And at the end of the day, we probably are agreeing to a solution and then we start coding it. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So, cool. There is a Google Doc link that I've shared with you. Okay, so I'll just
Mhm.
share the screen with the audience so that they can as well see it. Yeah, perfect. I think the Google Doc is visible. So I'll explain the question and for the audience as well. So dismiss. Okay, so basically the question states, Nishan will be given a couple of strings. Okay, the first one is the string S1 and the second one will be S2. So let's take example like I'll give you an S1 as great over here and I'll give you S2 as RGEAT. Okay, now I ask you, can I convert S1 to S2? That's my question. Now, what are the conditions that, what are the things that you can use to convert? That is very simple. What I can say is you will always have to, like, you take this initial string and you'll always have to decide a random index. Okay, so for example, S1 is great. Okay, now I decide a random index and I say this is my random index. Okay, and I split it into two halves. So it's like gr and space eat. Okay, now what you can decide is you can either write gr space eat, or you can write this as EAT and then GR. So basically, you can either swap them or you can keep it as GR space EAT. Perfect. So I decide that, okay, I'm not going to swap it and I'll keep it like this. Perfect. And right after this, I will say, okay, this is an individual string now because we have splitted them into a couple of strings. So GR is an individual string. EAT is an individual string. Okay. Now in GR, now I'll decide, okay, I'll take GR now and I'll say I'll split GR into something like G and R. Okay. And now you can either like you split it into G and R, so you can either keep it like GR or you can keep it like RG. Basically, when you split, you can either swap or you can keep it as it is. So I decide that, okay, after splitting GR, I will swap it. So GR was split here, so I'll swap it and I'll get RG. So I'll keep it as RG. So if you carefully see, we have actually formed the first portion of the string, which is RG, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And the next portion is EAT. So I'll take EAT and I'll try to split it. So the split I'll do is like E space AT. You can do like EA space T as well. Like you can decide any index that you want to split. So I'll decide like E space AT. So that's what I've decided it. So this is what I have now. I decide that I'll not swap it, so I'll keep it like EAT. So this E is an individual string now, and it's of a length one. So I'll not do anything to it. But this AT is a string of length two. So I'll still have to split it. So now I split it AT. Now I can split it like E and a T, and you can either swap it like TA or you can keep it like AT. So I'll keep it like AT. Now A is an individual string, T is an individual string. So I stop. So apparently you got R, you got G, right? R,
Mm-hmm.
G, and over here you got an E, and over here you get an AT. So if you carefully see, by splitting it into single characters at the end of the day, are you forming the S2?
Okay.
So my question is, can I convert to? So for this, the answer will be true. The answer could have been false as well. So for this, the answer is true. Have you got the question?
Yeah, yeah, I've got the question. Mm.
Yeah.
So, like, it is necessary to like split into single characters? Like all the characters have to be
Yeah.
split.
At the end of the day, yes. At the end of the
Well,
day, it has to be splitted into single character. And yeah,
mm.
swapping, non-swapping depends on you. So basically, if you don't swap, you'll get the same string only.
And what are the constraints, like how big S1 and S2 can be?
We can talk about the constraints afterwards. As of now,
Mhm.
let's think of a solution to start off with.
Uh, like, mm, like I have a question that let's say if I split this like this, that initially I have grade, and I do G comma REAT, and then let's say I
Okay.
do G space R space EAT,
Yes,
and
perfect.
after that let's say I choose to split R and so swap R and it, so I will do GEAT space R. So am I
Yes.
allowed to split swap these two also?
No, 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 no. So whenever the first time you split, that is only when you're allowed to swap.
Okay, the first time. Like the brute force approach which is coming to my mind is that what I'll do, initially I'll pass three parameters to my like recursive function. One will be the one will be the starting index, and one will be the ending index of my current string, right? So in this case it will be 0 comma the last index, which is 1 2 3 4 0 comma 4, and the s1 s2 strings I will pass it to my recursive function, right? So
Okay.
uh, function 0 comma 4 will tell me that is it possible to convert s1 from index
Okay.
0 to 4, uh, which will look like this, right?
Okay.
So like if I'm calling sorry if I'm calling from 1 comma 3, so it will return me true or false if I am able to convert 1 to 3 substring same as this particular thing, like
Okay.
what, how will I do? Let's say when I call this particular function 0 comma 4, I will run like a loop. I will run a loop from I to j. Okay. So
Okay.
like let's say I run a for loop from I to j, and let's say for any value of k, which is obviously in between I to j, I will make a slip. I will make a split at this kth index.
Okay.
So if my k is 1, so what I'll say that 0 to 1 will go to the left, and 2 to
Okay.
4 will go to the right. So
Okay.
after this, I will call these two functions 0 comma, like whatever the like I comma k, and func k plus 1 comma j. So these two functions will return me two strings basically. I'm like I'm
Okay.
assuming that these two functions will return me two strings, and then I will have two choices, either to swap both of these strings and then append them, or append them directly. So in both of the
Okay.
cases, if at the initial call of this function, if it becomes equals to s2, I will return 2, or else I will return false.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
the brute force approach would be.
Okay. So basically, a recursive code is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you just
But
quickly probably write this up?
mhm, okay. So like this function will return a list of strings. Like I'm able to return two strings, right?
Okay.
Because like there will be two options each time. But here I'm making like all type of combinations, so it will like this. It is exponential. Hmm. Okay, let's try. So what I'll do now, I have two list of strings. One is left and
Okay.
one is right. Like all the left characters string is in this particular list, and all the right characters string is are in this list. So
Okay.
I will try out uh, but there is a issue. How will I check if like there
Yes.
will be a lot of type of strings? So I don't think it will work. I have to think of any other approach.
Probably you can just to give a hint, you can just start with couple of strings, and then as the question states that you need to partition. So just it's a think it as a very big problem at the starting of the day, where you have a whole lot string, and you're starting with a big problem, and you can probably just solve it into smaller. Try to think it in that direction. What's the first step that you usually take? It's splitting, right? So you just try with the first step, then just let the function do your stuff, right?
Like one thing what I can do that like when I'm splitting at any particular index, let's say from I to k, so
Mm,
I can also make sure that like all the characters which are from I to k in s2 should
okay.
be present in s1 also at the same window.
Okay. Good catch.
So like that would help me to eliminate a lot of these strings.
Okay.
So uh, so when I make this split at let's say k,
Okay.
so I can make a check function basically. Uh, check is possible from I to k. Like the frequency of all the characters in this particular window in both of the strings is same or not. So I can check that thing. So I can pass it to this and possible k plus one to j and s1 s2. So like if both of these calls return true, then that means that it is the correct index where I can make this particular split, right? So uh, after that,
So the thing that you're saying that to check the count of characters in the string S1 and S2 from I to K, don't you think
hmm,
it's logical that right at the start, if all the characters of a string and the other string do not match, that you're trying to basically convert it, it won't be
hmm,
possible.
hmm, yeah, that I can make that initial check, but when I'm splitting from I to k, then I also need to make sure
Okay.
that in this particular window also the characters are matching,
Yes.
because if I take any extra character, then that won't help me.
Yes.
So le- let's say if it returns true to me,
Okay.
so obviously I'll make two calls uh, from I to k, and say return it. So ampersand on k plus 1j. Now I just need to check like if both of them return true, so I can also return true from here. Like
Okay.
if it is true, I can also return true,
Okay.
and here I'll return false. But what would be the base case?
So what are you actually trying to do?
Like this function is basically telling me that from I to k, like the window which is starting from ith index and ending at kth index, like the frequency of every character which is there in s1 should be same as the frequency of character which is
Okay.
in s2.
Okay.
So if it is true for both the windows, then I will make the call for both of them.
Okay.
And like one base case would be like if I is greater than j, then I will return true.
Okay.
But and the another base case could be if I equals to j.
Okay.
So, hmm, like here I will do gr. Uh, so there would be the case when the characters won't match.
Really, you can just take a pen and paper and take some
Mhm.
time and think.
Uh, in the one base case could be like if I equals to j plus 1, and in this particular case I just need to check that if I'll tell you why I'm doing this. If s1 I equals to s2 sorry, I plus 1 equals to j, like when I'm only left with two characters only, like if s1
Okay.
I equals to s2j
Okay.
and s1j equals to s2i, like this is one of the case. If it's true, then I will return true. Or and the another case would be that if s1i is same as s2i, the ith character and the jth character of both the strings are same, then
Okay.
also I'll return true. Now why I'm doing this, because what came to my mind is that at the end we will only be left with two characters only to which we need to swap. This is what I
Mm,
can see, like from the example.
I
Because
don't
let's
think
say,
that, because if you look at great,
Mhm.
and there was GREAT, we kept it, and then we split
Mhm.
it GR. Okay. I can give you examples where, like, just make it EATRG, right? If you make EATRG, then you need to swap it over here. Like GREAT has to be swapped to actually come across EATRG. I hope you understand that, isn't it? Because if I just change the example to GREAT to EATRG, what you need to do is at this point, you have to have a swap of GR and EAT,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm. Got it.
So it isn't like that you just need to swap when there are last couple of characters. You can actually swap in between just to make sure that they are equivalently placed.
So when I'm checking this for I'm checking only for I to K window of S1 and S2, what I
Mhm.
can say that if I to K window is same as K plus 1 to J window of uh, S2.
Yeah, okay, nice.
So
Then
if these two are matching, then that's the case when I need to swap. Uh, like let's say we keep it check only I to K.
take some time, think. Don't just rush to write the code. There is no rush to write the code. At first, whatever you're thinking, give it a thought, and then probably we can get to write the code, right?
Mhm. Yeah. So, like the first Boolean check is telling me that if I to K window and I to K window both S1 S2 are same, and K plus 1 to J window both S1 and S2 are same. So if
Okay.
this check is true, then obviously I'll make these two calls, that I to k and k plus 1 to j. But if let's say I to k window is same as k plus 1 to j window of s2, and k plus 1 j window of s1 is same as I to k window of s2, then in this case
Okay.
I know that I need to swap these two windows.
Okay.
So like the extra parameter which will be added, that the last two index are telling me the window which I'm considering for string s2, and the first two correct this indices are telling me that I'm considering the indices of like the window of s1.
Okay.
So if check is true, then I will make this particular call. But if check swap is true, then in that particular case what I'll need to make, I'll make these two calls, like I to k, and the other one will be k plus 1 to j, like because I compared two different windows of s1 and s2, and here I k plus 1 to j to I to j.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So again I will, in the function, two parameters will get added. Say ij eq, and mm, I to k, and it will be p to k, and it will k plus 1 to q, and this one will be k plus 1 to q, and this will be p to k. Like, did you get that why I passed four parameters? Like, the first
Yes.
two are telling me the window of S1, and the second two are telling me the window of S2. And here, what I'm
Yes.
doing, I'm considering I to K window of and P to K window of S1, S2,
Okay.
respectively. And
Okay.
similarly, K plus 1 to J and K plus 1 to Q of S1, S2, respectively. If this is true, then that means that I don't need to do any of the swaps. But if like suppose this comes out to be false, then what I'll do, I will check I to uh, here it should be I, yeah, I to k window of s1 and k plus 1 window of s2, and k
Okay.
plus 1 like k plus 1 to what I've done, sorry, uh, yeah, it will be p to k, yeah, and p to
Okay.
k, and I hope you are getting like dot swap once.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
I'm
if
getting.
check swap is true, then I'm making these two calls, and if check is true, then I'm making this call, and similarly, if here return becomes true, then I will again return true, and the base case, one base case would be this only. Like, I think it will never occur, but let's keep it. And if this is the case, then yeah, this would work. If here it will be true. If only two characters are left, then I can check if I need to swap or not.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, this is the approach which I can think.
Okay. So, do you actually need the couple of characters option now? Do you need this condition now? Let's give it a thought.
I don't think so. I need, but I'm keeping it so that I don't miss any of the case. But uh,
Just think
like
across
eventually,
once.
yeah, eventually I will land up at like if I equals to j only, because
Okay.
I'm running this loop till k is less than j, so it will never
Okay.
bring, yeah. So like if I put,
Okay.
if I equals to j, then I can return true.
Okay. Are you
I
sure?
No,
Are
no,
you
I
sure
just
that
need
you?
to, yeah, I need to check if s1 I is equals to s2t, then
Yeah.
only I'll return true.
Okay.
Yeah, and this can be removed, and this can also be removed according to me, because I'll not fall in that case.
Okay.
Yeah,
When will you return false? I don't see a case for that.
like if I return from this for loop, I will return false because like if I'm unable to make a split at any index, then obviously I need to return false
Okay, okay,
because I will not enter these two conditions.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Perfect. Looks pretty much good to me, but this is the recursive solution. I am still concerned about because you're using a lot of parameters over here. Something like four parameters to mark these things. Then you have again carrying couple of strings. So uh, can we do something so that we have a clean, concise code which is much more readable to someone? Because what we are having as of now is pretty confusing for someone who does not have an idea what is I, what is J. He will get confused. So probably we can like think in terms of just carrying the strings and doing something on that basis.
uh, like if you want, yeah, we can keep the strings only by passing, like here I'm
Yes.
passing these parameter, instead we can pass the substring directly.
Yes, because that will, because even if you are carrying a string, that okay, cool. Just try thinking that. Try thinking on that basis, because the reason I said that was that might help you going forward, right?
Mhm. But like you are saying to me that I should eliminate all these integer
And that's like
which are.
I just give you an. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just giving you an uh, opinion that the code as of now looks very untidy, because for someone who will just come across the code, I'm very much sure he'll not understand what is I, what is K, what is PK, what's happening. First of all, the variables namings are very confusing to someone, right? So probably think on that, and we still have got a lot of time. And this is the recursive code. So can you just explain me what will be the time complexity across?
Like the time complexity will be, first of all we are running this loop which is, let's say, order of n, and then for each index I'm making, like in the worst case I will make these two calls for each index. So it would be n to the power n.
Uh,
So,
okay, okay, okay. Something near about exponential, because
uh,
there'll be a lot of check
yeah.
functions which might eliminate a lot of calls.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. How can we think of doing it
But
better? Any idea? Can we just reduce the time complexity?
I think we can reduce it to n cube. How
Okay,
so
n cube. How will you do that?
like what I'll do, I will remove this int j
Just a minute,
and
I'll just go to.
all, sorry.
No, no, continue, continue.
Yeah, and also I'll eliminate this, like I will just keep the starting indices of both
Okay,
the string, and
okay,
I'll keep one length string, like length parameter, which will tell me that from ith index I just need to go to length. Like
okay.
the current window which I'm considering is starting from I, and it is of len length, right? And similar
Makes sense.
for the is this p. So
Okay,
like obviously I can calculate int j and int q over here using these three, right?
okay.
Int j would be
Nice.
similar I plus len, and q would again be p plus len. And what I can do, I can just memoize these three.
Hmm. Three.
So
Okay, n cube. Mhm. Let
yeah,
me think if
I
that's go. Okay, n cube. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah. Uh, can uh, can we probably think something better if possible? This is a pretty good solution. I'm not saying this is not a good solution. Can we think in terms of something where the memoization is not in respect to n cube, because probably something, even if you
like
can't, it's fine, but just give it a thought.
like you want me to I should not memorize the code, but without memoization it should be better than NQ, right? You
No,
want me
no,
to
no,
do
no,
that?
no. You need to memorize, but the things that you are doing, basically carrying variables and computing, and basically trying to memorize three variables, we can definitely do something better than that. Instead of memorizing the variables which are representing the index, we can think of something in terms of strings. Probably you can just give it a try.
Yeah, yeah. I think, mm, like I'm giving a this thought that let's say it's a same function, and uh, I'm passing string s1,
Okay.
and do I need do I need to pass s2 also? Okay, let's pass s2 also. Right. I'll do the same things. Let's say, yeah, here also that k would start from 0 to less than s1 dot length minus 1, right?
Hmm.
And uh, in this, what I'll check, uh, it would be 0 to k, or 0 to k and 0 to k for s2. Here
Okay.
it will be k plus 1 to s1 dot length minus 1, and similarly k plus 1 to s1 dot length minus 1, s1 dot len.
No, no,
Obviously s2, s2, sorry.
you're still writing the same thing. What I'm saying is, I want to eliminate these variables, right? All these indexes that you're carrying, and I want to convert this into something which is where you don't have to memorize these three variables. Instead of that, you memorize something which is a single thing. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay.
Mhm.
So as of now, you're memorizing a couple of starting points. One which represents the starting point of string one, second
Mhm.
the string two, and third is the length that they are carrying. So you need to think on that perspective. Okay.
Mhm.
The hint that I'll give you is try to just carry strings and then try to memorize strings, right? That will make your code cleaner and easier. Instead of carrying these, I just convert them into substrings and then try thinking on that direction.
Like left of s1, let's say it is s1 dot substring 0 to k plus 1, string left of s2, sorry, would be s2 dot substring 0 to k plus 1. Mm. Now what can I do is, let's say it is passing me the sort, let's say I make a function which returns me the sorted version of this substring,
Why do you want to sort?
uh, so that when I compare this left s1 and right s1, like left s2, then I can directly compare, because if they are sorted, then all the characters will come together, like
Okay.
equal characters.
Okay.
So like that would help me in directly checking if left s1 is equal to left s2 or not. But
I
I think instead of sorting, I can directly make a function in which these two can be checked.
Okay. So isn't your function doing the same thing? It's checking string S1 and S2, the function that you're writing
No, this is returning me a sorted string, sorted substring. This,
in the
the string
question.
which I'm,
Why do you
yeah.
need a sorted string? Because the question follows a order, right? The question is following an order. So the moment you sort the string, the order gets vanished, and you
Uh,
might end up getting a wrong answer.
no, no, like what? The substring function will return me a new string. Like
Yeah,
it has
the
nothing to do
partition
with,
string, the partition
yeah.
string, right?
Yeah, so it has to do nothing with this particular string.
Okay,
So
okay,
if the sorted version of left s1 and left s2 are same, then I will
okay.
make a call for s1 dot the same thing here, these two.
So
I will make,
okay, perfect,
so that
perfect.
won't change the order.
Okay, so sorted will again take n log n. So instead of that, probably we can use something which is better. That
Yeah,
is a
like
count function, frequency.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Frequency function would help me with that.
Yeah, probably we can
So
skip that portion. Let's not write the frequency. That will take a lot of time. Just write the code logic. That is something which I'll prefer.
let's say boolean check and check swap are storing the same thing which I stored here.
Hmm.
Okay. So if check is true, then I will do this thing. Uh, here I will pass s1 dot substring 0 to k and uh, s2 dot substring. So like I can directly I have left s1 comma left s2 and here right s1 comma right s2.
Perfect. So this is when you don't swap, right?
Yes, right. And I
Yeah.
don't swap. And if I have to swap, then mm, here it will come right, and here it will come left. And after coming out, I will return false. And if the length of both the strings is equal to s2 dot l, then I can just check if s1 dot equals s2, then return to. In fact, there is no need to check when the strings are. You can just directly keep this particular check. At if at any moment both of these strings are equal, then I can directly return true.
True.
Yeah. So then how to memorize? Uh,
Think on
I
that.
will I will have to obviously keep a hash map
Okay.
of string comma boolean,
Hmm.
and uh, string would be s1 plus s2.
Perfect.
Like if hm dot contains key s1 plus s2, then return whatever its value is. Get and here I can keep possible equals to initially false, and I will just directly update my as possible.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Here it will also do the same thing. And here I will return is possible. And before that, I will put done. Mm. Yeah, I have written the code like, is it fine?
Yeah, looks pretty much good to me. Okay, hm dot put. Perfect, 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 perfect. Yeah, looks good. Now tell me if this code is cleaner than the one that you wrote,
Yeah, like
and much
earlier
more.
I got a little
Yeah,
like
much more
wrong
understandable.
message.
Well, this does work for me perfectly. Nice. So something that I'll recommend is probably like you're writing a check swap. There's no need to write check swap. Like probably you can just put a normal check over here if the strings are having count of characters equal or not, and you return a false before that. And even if you don't give a count check, it's fine. It will at the end of the day go and truncate over here, which is I think you missed a statement, which is this one.
If I is greater than,
No, basically s1 dot size is equal to s2 dot size. I think this is something which you missed. Sorry, equal to 1, and s1 dot size equal to 1, and then you return basically you return s1 of whatever it is. Yeah, so I think this statement is something which you missed. At the end of the day, if the size is 1 and they are same, you return. So if you write this, there's actually no need of giving a check swap, because every check will go to the last character and it will eventually not find it, right? Like, yeah, those are optimizations that you did, but if you talk about a case, the worst case scenario, it will always go down to the last step, right? So yeah, that is something which you can again miss. uh rest the code looks fine. So I'll just have some feedbacks for you that I'll just list. The first feedback I'll give you is try thinking and try it on pen and paper. Try it on pen and paper, and be sure, like that's one of the things that I noticed was you said that, like, the moment you heard the question, you jumped up that this is the brute force approach, and you are kind of not sure about it. So be sure, and that then start getting into the code, because we need to understand one thing. Like, you have been doing competitive programming, one thing we have understood is, once we know that this is how we have to solve it, once we have the logic, it hardly takes a couple of minutes to code. I think you agree with that. Even in code forces, when we solve a question, once we get that solution clicked, it's hardly a 2 minutes or 3 minutes that we write the entire code in a flow. So instead of going into the code, always try to think, try on a pen and paper, and at the end of the day, like, once you're sure that okay, this is what I want, you just go across. It's not necessary that the interviewer has given the question and you need to have something in the next 2 minutes. You can actually take your time, take 5 minutes, take 6 minutes. Tell the interviewer that I prefer silence, so I'll just think on myself. Just make sure that you tell the interviewer that I want to think on myself. Once I'm sure about a solution, I want to explain you, and then we can just talk through that. That's one of the things. The other thing that I'll say is try to write the code in a much better format. Try writing the code in a better format. Try writing the code in a better format, in the sense, in the entire interview, when you started writing the function, you should have asked me, do you need to write an int main or something like that? So don't assume that you always have to write a function, because there will be interviewers that you will face who will require you to write the int main, and if you don't write, they'll get pissed off that why did this guy not ask me, right? Now most of the interviewers will not be pissed, but some of them will be there. You know that there will be one exception always who will be like, इसने मेरे से पूछा कैसे नहीं कि कैसे करना है, इसने सिर्फ फंक्शन कैसे लिख दिया, तो वहां पे वो फिर कोड क्वालिटी पे दे विल गिव यू lesser number of marks, right? And the other thing that I'll tell you is, once you have written the code, we are done with time, so probably you did not do it. Once you have written the code, try to always take an example and dry run on the code that you have written, unless until the interviewer tells you that okay, like in this case, in this interview I told you that okay, we are done with this, so I'm pretty much satisfied. But if you're giving an interview, always make sure once you've written the code, the interviewer agrees. Give him an option, like just push him with an option that hey, if I can probably show you, like if you're not if you have not understood it properly, I can just take an example and give a dry run to you so that this is much more clear to you. And these are the things, see, in most of the cases you'll be able to solve the question, but these are the little things that will like push you through, and you might just clear it. So yeah, that's these are the feedbacks that I'll give you. And everyone in the chat, I think we should have Nishant OP, because everyone who was there to give this mock interview, everyone was like, give me the question before the interview, we will prepare and then go for the mock. The Nishant said no, fine, I'll take the question on live and I'll solve it. So yeah, Nishant, thank you so much for agreeing to come on board, and all the best for your internship that you're conducting at Media.net. It's a very special company to me because it's the first company where I work full time. So I hope you get a PPO full time offer from there. And all the best
Thank you.
for your upcoming year. I'm sure that you're going to crack something very big. And for everyone who does not know, Nishant was a student of my CP9, right? If I remember well.
Yes, yes, CP9.
Yeah, he was a student of my CP9 batch. So cool, man. All the best. Have a good year ahead, and yeah, keep posting me whatever update you have.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Nishant.
yeah.
See ya.
Okay. Bye.
Bye bye. Okay, guys. I think that should be it for today. This was a mock interview that we did. Probably we'll do similar mock interviews once in a month or once in a couple of months. Apart from this, we're planning also to conduct a bit more of these kind of a pattern, or like I was thinking of a session where I'll say that okay, if the array is sorted, then you have to apply binary search. If these are the patterns, you have to apply these algorithms. I was thinking of creating a document on this. Let me know if you need that. And also, if you haven't checked out the jobathon yet, there is a link which is pinned. Register now, so just go and register for jobathon. Even if you don't need a job, I think you should register, because the more contest you give, the more live contest that you appear for, you get used to it. So yeah, that's it for today, I guess, guys. Thank you so much for joining. If you have watched the stream, if you have watched the stream till now, please make sure you like it. And yeah, मिलते हैं फिर कभी मैं थोड़ा सेटल डाउन हो जाऊं तो अपने चैनल पे फिर वीडियोस लाता हूँ. देख रहे हो ना रूम का हालत, देखो ऐसे पड़ा हुआ है सब. ये देखो रूम ऐसे. This is Airbnb. So once I move to my permanent room, I'll get some lights and then I'll start shooting, because अभी तो देख लो खिड़की के पास बैठ गए, सनलाइट पे करना पड़ रहा है, तो इट्स वेरी टफ. चलो मिलते हैं. See ya, guys. Take care.